If you're not buying crypto right now because you don't want to, you're an idiot. Let me be very straightforward to you. This is the moment where you want to buy. So I want to go over a couple of comments in this video from people that got some questions from me, so some suggestions, or want to, spread their opinion to connect with the community. But overall, the message of this video is the market is low, buy, right? Like, it sounds like financial advice. I know. It isn't, right? You have to do it. I get it. You should do what you should do, right? I'm just saying, like, hey, man, if you now look at low prices, there's an opportunity right there, right? Now I want to show you this real quick. I don't like stating where somebody was wrong or somebody was right, but on these macro moves, I'm very proud of how I navigated this cycle so far, actually. At the exact first stop, we talked about taking profits. Then when it all went down at the lows, I made a video about what an opportunity this was. And then when we had that second top, I talked about taking more profits. So, man, I don't know. So far, the calls have been great, and I'm very, very, very proud myself, actually. And I hope that you guys did somewhat of the same, actually, because there are a lot of people in crypto right now that are mad or bitter or depressed or sad or just some, like, whatever it might be, but it's negative, right? And that's simply because you don't want to buy when it's low, right? Look, that you don't want to sell when it's high, that's already like, okay, then you don't walk away with profits. But if you don't want to buy when it's low, you won't even have profits when it's high, right? So that's the first thing you got to do in crypto, right? If you step into crypto, the first thing you got to do is buy something when it's low. Very simple, right? But every time we are that low, people don't want to buy because they are scared. They think it's over. They think we are in the bear market right now, right? No, you're a fucking pussy, dude. Sorry to bring it to you like that, but I cannot, like, okay, welcome everybody to the Fomo Factory. Like the video if you like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn the bell notification on, and let's get right into this, man. I just want to say, guys, before we get into the comments on here and on the regular channel, for the rest of the channel, I just want to mention, man, this is an opportunity. This is an opportunity right here. And you might be like, well, yeah, YouTubers have been calling this opportunities all the time. Depends a little bit on who you listen to, right? There are indeed YouTubers that have been calling opportunity throughout the whole last bear market, right? And eventually they were right. Yeah, whoop-de-doo, right? But once you are, look, and this is eventually where you get the lowest price. That's true. However, you don't know when the bottom is in after the bottom was in, right? Here we had confirmation that we were in a bull market, and dips in a bull market are the real opportunities because you are buying the lows, plus you have the momentum to the upside instead of the momentum to the downside, right? So this, what we are seeing right here, we have seen this 1 and 2 times basically in this cycle so far. Right? And we are not fully here yet, but, pick a bottom, right? So these are opportunities. You can say to yourself, like, no, okay, they're not, right? Then don't do it. These are opportunities. Very simple, right? And this is how we make money in crypto. So therefore, dips excite me. They also wreck me a little bit because I still have money in crypto, but I was also, somewhat prepared by making sure that I have money for when it dips. And you should I would really recommend you thinking about doing the same, right? Doesn't that sound like financial advice, right? Okay. But then dips are not that bad. So yeah. Let's get into a couple comments. I first want to go over this little post that I've set up right here, where people actually expect an answer. And then I want to go over a couple comments right here where people just feel like, yeah, I'm just going to say something. I don't expect an answer. You will still get it. So let me know down in the comments down below, guys. If you feel like, man, I want to say this, I want to ask that, go for it. I will respond to it. Somebody said, hey, Menno, Do you have a price prediction on Beam? And when will you sell most of your Beam coins? Do you also think that the small caps like Altora and Paid will outperform and really get their all-time highs at the end of the bull run after others already made their highest? Thanks. So first thing, price prediction for Beam, not really. I don't like price predictions because that's a way to fuck up your reputation, right? Like I can put out a number right now. It's probably very probably not going to be that number, right? And then there will always be people that say like, you were wrong. Yeah, okay. So yeah. Overall, I do think that Beam over the long term is going to be a great project if you get a good entry, right? Beam is now really getting attractive when it comes to price and when it comes to entry level. But we don't, maybe this is a little like the plays right here. But the cool thing, and therefore I like these dips, like back when Beam or whatever coin was sitting here, we had to be super speculative, right? We have to be like, well, it can go to that market cap or that high or that in price. And then like, but now it's more like, even if it goes back to its non-alt season high, right? Then it is already a 5x for Beam, right? So therefore I feel like, man, you can already get very good returns on less risky altcoins. I'm not saying that Beam isn't risky, but if you compare it to your fucking meme coins that wrecked you with 90%, then it's a little less risky, right? And although I know that people want to come at me for that, yeah, Beam also went down 80%. I know, right? But the risk is a little less. So I think that these prices, I don't know about price predictions. Let's not focus on what the price might be. Let's first focus on where we should buy them. I think that's most important. And if I think that the small caps like Altora and Paid will outperform and get their all-time high, I think they will outperform for sure. Every coin, every niche, every sector has its moment in the market where it outperforms. If it gets to all-time highs, it depends per coin, right? One coin has a lot of inflation and it might go back to market cap all-time high, but not price all-time high. Altora, for example, I don't think that, maybe. I mean, Altora now is sitting 9x from its all-time high. I mean, it was already getting pretty close, actually. Altora was a huge outperformer. So yeah, if anything, I think that Altora, it is already an outperformer, right? So I'm not giving up on those, but you have to realize that, they are high risk right now and anything could happen, definitely. So somebody asked, Emmanuel, can you tell me a little bit about these projects? AI Tech, Fjord Foundry, Playable Games, and ICP. I saw that the first two were strong on their Bitcoin pair. Playable and ICP aren't. I would like to hear your opinion. Yeah. Playable is on my radar as a real moonshot. But I barely have a position in Playable. And that's just because Playable is really wrecked, right? Really wrecked. Market was bad. There was no demand for crypto gaming. It was already low cap. There was inflation. Yeah, put that all together and you get a really wrecked price, right? Does that make it a bad project? I mean, if it was a bad project, then in this market, it would not have done a 40x against Bitcoin, right? Again, against Bitcoin. Bitcoin also went up, right? So if anything, then Playable is a fucking outperformer, but it just gave all the gains away. And therefore, you have to take your profits. Otherwise, it's all for nothing, right? But for now, I would see with Playable like where it stalls out. It's a falling knife at this moment. Same goes for ICP. I know a lot of people, they like ICP. And, that's completely fine. But at the end of the day, ICP is I have to find it, man. I cannot handle this. I had it. Damn. At the end of the day, ICP is a real underperformer. You can say whatever you want. It should be here. Yeah, ICP on this Bitcoin pair. Look, this is a coin that I would not buy. Like, I'd rather buy Playable. like why? Well, Playable at least went up and then got wrecked, but ICP basically got wrecked, right? There's not a moment where ICP did well. It had its brief moments, right? But it just resulted in lower. So overall, yeah, it seems like a dying piece of shit to me, actually, right? Doesn't matter what the utility is for me, because if it was that great, then the chart wouldn't do that, right? And yeah, I mean, that's just what it is. AI Tech, Fjord Foundry. Fjord Foundry, I'm not familiar with. I don't even know what the ticker is, so I will skip that for now. But, you know, AI Tech as well. If you look at AI Tech, it's a popular niche, right? It has the AI hype. It's a launch pad, but overall, also there was a lot of vesting, a lot of stuff going on. But if anything, then AI tech, yeah, is doing a lot better than most other altcoins, right? And how can you see that? Well, you can look at most other altcoins, but you can also just take a look at the altcoin market in general on its Bitcoin pair. And it's now sitting at the area where it made a cycle low, right? And AI tech is still above its December 2023 lows, which was here for the altcoin market, right? So AI tech's actually a really interesting coin at this point, yeah. I'm not gonna wanna chart too much coins in this video, because all in all, they just mostly suck. But I will do a couple though. IOZ, Prime, Gala, Side, as you say. So IOZ, let me go over that real quick. I know that that's a popular project. AIOZ looks, yeah, I mean, this uptrend is broken right now. This support is broken. So yeah, then we're looking for the next support, and that's either this right here, and if it breaks, then we're gonna go look at the next level, which is here. Right. So look, you have to realize at this point, like, how far can coins go down? Like, they can go to very low. I know, but realistically, right? Can they go down another 50%? Yeah. But can they also go up another 5x from this point just as easily? Yeah. So is the risk reward very good at this point? Yeah. So in that case, I would look at, drawing these support levels, just TCA there. Overall looks, fine to me. Gala, I don't think that that's gonna look very great. Now Gala, down only, right? It goes down, has a real good spike, gets sold off, down, new low, spike, sold off, down, new low. So overall, I think that Gala is very weak. You can take a look at the parallel channel that it's in right now, like this, give or take, right? It's not drawn perfect, and you can feel like, you know what, every time it goes to this lower trend line, then it bounces, right? So let's wait for it to get there and then buy it up, maybe get into the pump and then get out again. But you can better maybe do that with coins that are actually a little more sustainable than Gala. But it has its moments. Overall chart like this, you don't really want to do anything with that. I will skip these two for now, otherwise it's going to take too long. But I'll get back to it in another video, though, I promise. Do you think the fact that we are in a business cycle has any effect on the current market conditions? Yeah, of course, man. I mean, the whole market is linked to the macro. Look, and it's not my field. I'm not specialized in that, so I cannot go in depth. But all I can say is, of course, right? The business cycle has so much, like that. It's the same money, right? It's the same money. So yeah, eventually crypto, it goes with it, and it has its moments of decoupling, right? But overall, yeah, it has a big influence on it. Can you please go through again how coins move per market cap in an alt season? Whoa, wait, what? Can you please go through again how coins move as per market cap in an alt season? I don't really know if I understand what your question is, but overall, let me try to answer. And it's probably not what you're asking for. Oh, 1 second. I'm getting a call. Yeah, okay. So, yeah, look, an alt season is why altcoins outperform Bitcoin, right? And I think the misconception about altcoin season is that people think that that's where altcoins do a 10x. And overall, in every alt season, yeah, that's the least what we saw, right? Why? Because alt season always started while Bitcoin was in an uptrend, right? So again, these bars, right? Not the purple one, but these bars is the altcoin market on its Bitcoin pair, and that going up is alt season. So let's mark off where alt season started, right? And it's maybe a little debatable because you could say here, but you could also say here. For the sake of this video, I'm gonna say here. And it started, here in March, right? So here, altcoins started to go up on their Bitcoin pair, but Bitcoin also went up. So altcoins exploded on the dollar pair, right? Here, altcoins started to go up on its Bitcoin pair, but here, Bitcoin also went up further. So again, altcoins exploded on their Bitcoin pair. Theoretically, though, it is possible that alt season starts, right, at whenever, but the Bitcoin is going down. Then it is still an alt season, but they won't go up that much on the dollar pair because Bitcoin is going down. That's totally not what you asked for. I understand that, but I don't really understand like as per market cap. So if you can let me know in the comments down below if you're watching this video what you actually meant, I can try again. What are your thoughts on BRC20 and Bitcoin DeFi sector? Any good small caps to buy right now? I would say small caps are not good to buy right now in the first place because it's a little defensive time in the market right now. You can really make a fuck ton of money if you time it right. But then again, the people that have been tried to time this right so far have been very wrecked, especially with the low caps. Overall, what I think about the Bitcoin DeFi, BRC20 or runes or whatever, at this moment, I think it is still a little too complicated. It was a small high, but like for a week or anything, like most people have actually missed that. But the crypto is already hard enough for new people, right? I have to go to MetaMask and that exchange and hard. And BRC20 is a little harder even. And then we go to runes, it's like completely like... So I think that once that's being made easy, that it's going to be one of the biggest sectors in crypto actually. Because yeah, Bitcoin is there to stay. And anything, and DeFi is great. But if we really find a good combination, which is also user-friendly, it's going to be a game changer, really. When will we see mini alt season like March 2024? Bitcoin dominance still not falling. If QT continues, alt can perform like March 2024 because QT not stopping this time. I'm in the market since 2020, but I'm now losing patience. Well, I don't know if you missed it, but the Fed actually announced they hinted that somewhere halfway this year QT is going to stop. So there's your alt season if it's based on that. And so far it is. But a mini alt season like March 2024. Let me go back there real quick. March 2024. That wasn't an alt season, man. That was right actually where the last pump for the altcoin market topped out, basically, before it went down again. But I think you mean that period, right? Like it did from May 2023 until, like basically a year later, half a year later. Yeah, that could happen at any time, right? We don't need QT to stop for that. I mean, it was QT this whole time, and we still have moments where altcoins outperformed Bitcoin here with 55%. Here they outperform Bitcoin with even 70%. Here they outperform Bitcoin with 60%, right? And the higher Bitcoin is, like the higher the altcoins are going as well. So yeah, these kind of things are a little unexpected to predict, actually. I can't answer that. I don't know why this necessarily happened. I think it's getting sold off too hard the mindset from people shifted, and then it's just a domino effect that's like unstoppable for a couple months. And I think we are close to that point again. But hey, I could be wrong. What are your thoughts on all of this trading versus investing theme? Meaning there are two camps at the moment. One that believes in holding alts and waiting for alt season to come. The other saying that investing is Bitcoin only and alts are for swing trading. Quick. So yeah, that last thing I disagree with that because alts are not only for trading. Alts are also for investing, but not for the people that don't have patience, right? And it depends very much. Like now as well, it becomes very clear who has the patience to be in altcoins. And a lot of people at the lows, yeah, they're just giving up, right? They show like, okay, hey, apparently it's not for me, right? And then they're saying, it's a trader's market. No, it's an investor's market, but only if you have patience. And if you don't have that, yeah, then the problem is on you, right? I mean, imagine this last like cycle, right? Where altcoins also went down against Bitcoin for like freaking like 3 years, right? So it's not that different this time, okay? But imagine being in the altcoin market all the time and then here capitulating because you think it's a trader's market, right? And a lot of people did that. And a lot of people doing the same right now. So yeah, I don't know. That's kind of nonsense in my opinion. What a fact is that there are traders and there are investors. And if you are a good trader, then that's fine, right? Then that's even better because it doesn't really matter if the market goes up or down, actually. Personally, I'm not a trader. I know how to trade, but it takes a lot of time and I just don't want to spend my time on that. Yeah, there's not right or wrong, right? Again, if you are a good trader, you can make money. And if you're a good investor, you can make money as well, right? If you're a bad trader, you lose. And if you're a bad investor, you lose. So it depends per person. Already answered this question in another video, by the way. What is a good question? Okay, let's go over a couple comments that people didn't want me to answer. But I guess otherwise you won't leave a comment. Yeah, so somebody said in each video we're bullish and said that we should hold, don't sell. Now you're saying that you sold at the top. No, it's just that I show right here, right? Like at the tops, I took profits. I will never like, if I actually sell everything, it will become very clear on my channel that I'm not in the market anymore, right? But if I'm talking about taking profits, then I'm maybe talking about 10% or so. It doesn't really matter, right? Let's say I put $1,000 in right here, right? And it does 5x in this period, which was very like that happened a lot, right? And I have $5,000 and I'll take $500 out, right? It's fine. Goes down again. I still have that $500 plus my crypto back, right? So that's way more than that $1,000 that I started with. And maybe 10% is not enough. Maybe, I don't know how much profits I took here. Here I took a lot more, by the way. But yeah, look, taking profits is not about selling everything you have, right? It's just making sure that you are a little more hedged to the downside as well. You know, balancing out your ratio between coins and cash. I think that's the golden ratio that you should always have. It's always the bottom until tomorrow. At this stage, right? And then it's always the top until tomorrow. That's also part of the market that some people haven't witnessed yet, but that's also part of crypto. My average on the Elysium is 19 cents. I'm down about 4K. I want to keep lowering my price when I'm afraid to be overexposed. What you think? That's hard, right? That's hard. If you buy a coin and it goes down a lot and you keep, DCAing to average your entry down, that's nice, but you don't know how far it's going down, right? So at a certain point, I do think that the best trade is no trade. And you just want to sit it out a little bit, right? Because if it goes up, okay, then you make a little bit more money in return. So that feels okay, right? But if it goes down, then you also feel okay because you didn't buy the previous level and the previous level, but you can now buy the low level. So there are often also days where I feel like, I need to make a trade somewhere, like invest, and then I didn't do it. And if I then now look back at these days where I thought about doing that, I'm happy I didn't. So sometimes no trade is the best. Okay, I think you are new. Why is it going down? I don't get it. Makes no sense to be dropping with a pro crypto admin. I think he means the president. Look, it's not that he has a button that says the market should go up or anything. It's still the market, right? The market doesn't do what people want. 75K for Bitcoin will break most alts, depending on what the dominance does. Right? If altcoins outperform during that period, then they like could do well, and if they don't outperform, then they can go to really cheap prices. I think I've said this in the latest video as well. But if you look at the Bitcoin 2021 correction, right here's here of 30%, right? So same period as now, give or take. So far, we had a 21% correction. Yeah, this was a 31. So again, the correction was predictable as fuck, right? And we talked a lot about that on this channel. Like, hey, it can go there. It's now kind of getting there. But last cycle, the Bitcoin dominance went down with it, and therefore altcoins actually went up during that period. Right? If we look at 2017, this correction right here, also in January 2017, same 30% correction, right? You can't make this up. Then you can see that the Bitcoin dominance, it also went a little down, right? Little more sideways, but a little down. And you can see that the altcoin market kind of, went up. Not a lot, but it went up, right? So far, at the cyclical corrections of Bitcoin, altcoins actually perform pretty well. Now, we just had a correction for like 2 days of Bitcoin, right? So yeah, that the altcoin market is now first going down with it doesn't make this time completely different, right? Like I know that people love to say that all the time. But we'll see what it does, man. We'll see what it does. It depends. It's not necessarily if Bitcoin goes down, altcoins go down. That's not like, it's more than that, right? Do yourself a pleasure and get some ICP and say, thank me later. So ICP spoke about that. I don't want to talk bad about your backs, but the chart just looks like shit, to put it like that. And say, I think I should have it somewhere here. It's not that I'm going to buy it because it's a YouTube recommendation or anything. No, I want to take a real quick look how it looks. I think it should be better than ICP. Check. Beautiful. No, not really beautiful. I thought it was a double bottom. Not really, but somewhat close to a double bottom is already showing that bam, right? Crazy. Especially during the time where everything bled. So Say is doing amazing. Yeah, thanks, Balon, thanks. I don't think I would short Bitcoin. Whatever the majority wants to do, Bitcoin will do the opposite, to just liquidate them. It's been happening. Yeah, I mean, look, there's always a moment where shorting was the right call, or longing or whatever. Overall, Bitcoin is not a long-term shorting asset. Imagine shorting Bitcoin long-term since whenever, right? Never works. And on the short term, you can short everything, right? But I wouldn't do it as well. I will sell the dip, buy higher, and then sell the bottom again. Oh yeah, I mean, it is actually how every fucking body's doing it, man. Yeah. It's so funny actually that this is how people are doing it. So yeah. I hope meme coins go to zero. The OG of meme coins is just and only Doge. Yeah, Doge is I don't think Doge is ever going away. And it's not that I hope that meme coins go to zero, but I do hope that all these bullshit scammy coins will lose their moment. And they're already losing it, but really losing it, because that's just a cancer for this space. Eric Crown was right. I hate crypto. Crypto. Never doing this again. I don't know what he was right about. He has been very bearish on altcoins. But he's always get out. Like, how do I get this away? Here we go. He has been very bearish on altcoins. Then again, yeah, every time I look at his video, he don't even know what these altcoins are. He doesn't know shit about altcoins. He's great about Bitcoin though. But yeah, I hate crypto, never doing this again. I get that sentiment, right? The problem is not crypto though. The problem is you. Very simple, right? I mean, you can say whatever you want. This is Bitcoin, right? It was fucking easy to make money with Bitcoin, right? This is the altcoin market. It's not that fantastic, but it's not like, eh. So I get it. If you bought high or all in or whatever, or the combination, then it feels like, fuck this market. But actually, the market's just going up and down. And it depends on you if you make money with that. But not because of you, but it's overall, it is a very weird thing actually, that people come into the altcoin market, they expect 10x returns, and they complain and whatever when they go down 70%. But what the fuck do you expect in a market that actually gives you 10x returns? That it's just that and not going down yet? No, it's not that easy. Fucking newsflash. Again, not for you, but just in general. Like, I don't get that. People don't get that. I really don't get that. Yeah, this guy's always trolling. I think some people... This guy is so wrecked. Again, bro, I think we and I want on this channel, I'm very proud of the track record that we have. And yeah, some people they just, I don't know, still want to complain about whatever. Most positive channel. Yeah, thanks. I get the compliment, but it's not about being positive. Yeah, having a positive mindset works, right? But it's now that, you know, prices are low, so I am positive, right? Of course, if prices are low, you want to be bullish. That's simple. If you don't get that, you're going to fucking not make it. However, whenever the market is going to top out and everything is fully euphoric, I will probably get the opposite comments like, oh, most negative channel, talk about selling, right? Like, I don't know. I try. Thanks. But I just think it's that easy. Like, be bullish at the lows and be bearish at the highs, and you'll be fine, right? And let's not get dragged into all the bullshit that's going on and the sentiment, etc., because that's never gonna work. Although I do CA into alts now when Bitcoin hits around 70K, that will be an easy buy as well. Yeah, if that depends a little on what the dominance is doing then, actually. If Bitcoin has a hard drop, I always look at the dominance. Like, is the dominance really high? And then it's maybe better to buy altcoins, right? Because then it can go down further and then it flows into alts. But if dominance is going down really hard with a Bitcoin correction, yeah, then it might be better to buy Bitcoin. That's how I do it, at least. I couldn't sell last year because of taxes. I guess see it as a yeah. Some I don't know. That depends per country. Some countries just suck. I know you are bearish on Quant, but I don't really see a drop as other alts are bleeding. Isn't it quite worth the whole? Thumbs up for your work right here. Thanks, bro. Let me check. Yeah, and I don't know. The last time I checked Quant, it was just already underperforming, and maybe it's now. Oh, it's already there. Cool. Let me check. Yeah. So it's a little contradictive in my opinion. Look, now everything is going down in the shorter term. Quant is doing better, right? In the shorter term. However, it was also doing a lot worse over the longer term when everything else really had moments where it had strength, right? Here, the altcoin market on the Bitcoin pair bounced pretty decently. One just went down on its Bitcoin pair, right? Here, the altcoin market bounced really hard on its Bitcoin pair. one just went down again, right? So I don't know. It's maybe now also just going up because it has a lot to compensate for the fact that it just got exceptionally wrecked earlier. I'm not saying that Quant is a dead project or anything, but I was just not bullish on it, right? Like, why would you buy here? Like, you can buy a falling knife and wait for some kind of a confirmation. And it starts to look like confirmation. I wouldn't buy the green candle, but it actually now is showing like, hey, after all these years, it can show strength. That's important. Appreciate actually that people are still pretty positive these times right now. Most people are having a little problems with that. Yeah, also, if you listen to him, you deserve to stay poor. I don't think I made terrible calls, actually. So I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, that's the sentiment. A lot of negativity right now. I'm down 40% on quality altcoins, about to DCA a bit more. Learned about stress management this couple of weeks. Any advice how to move forward? I think that this is a real good piece of advice, actually. Right? You can learn about crypto, learn about to manage your stress and your impulses and your panic. And you will probably do fine in crypto as well. Any advice how to move forward? Look, I don't know, man. All I can say is just don't invest today and expect big returns tomorrow or next week. I get it's crypto, and that's kind of what crypto was known for during the bull markets, but it's not that stage of the cycle at this moment. And I think a lot of people get disappointed and then they invest more than they can afford to lose, and they now panic sell. And I would say, man, if you are down and you can afford to here and there lower your entry a bit, and it will be a good moment maybe, and then just sit it out, right? This is the worst moment of the market right now. It can not like it's not saying that it can get worse, but in my opinion, there's way more upside than downside. And the lower we go, the more that becomes true. Bitcoin can go to $1, right? Yeah, look, I mean, theoretically, it's all possible, but I would be very surprised to see Bitcoin at $1 one day. Like, it's the same as saying that gold can go to $1. Like, that's not gonna happen. Dominance was going down. Yeah, shorter term. Yeah. If you ever see somebody talking about Muneki or whatever, these are scams. I always try to delete those, but sometimes they slip through. Yeah, I think I'm gonna wrap it up right here. Yeah, so look, this is the last thing. I just want to wrap it up. It's not that I want to wrap it up with something negative, but rather motivational, because I think that a lot of people get caught up in this sentiment. And the sentiment is the only thing that is fucking it up for you. It's not the market, right? How come that I am not in a loss? I'm in the same market as you, right? Because some people, they trade their sentiment. Yeah, that's bad, right? So this person said, or there are people like you who buy the dip in the bear market and keep losing money, right? Look, it's simple, dude. If you think that it's a bear market right now, you are already doomed to fail, right? You first have to understand what kind of market you are in. If you came into crypto and you expect fat returns, but you don't understand how the market moves, how the money flows, when it's time for altcoins, when not. Like, you don't have to predict everything, but you have to at least understand a little bit the kind of market that you are in, right? Yeah, if that's already too much, then you're not gonna make it, right? So, guys, I would really say study the market a little bit. Right? And you don't have to go full history and read the Bitcoin white paper, although it's pretty interesting. But I would say at least study the cycles, study the money flow, study the Fed, study the macro a little bit, right? Like, just get basic knowledge and it will help you a lot already, right? Because if you don't do that, yeah, then you might think that it's a bear market right now, and then you feel smart because you say like, you're buying the bear market. Like, bro, yeah, look, if we are here and you keep on buying, you're a moron, right? But we are not here. We are freaking here, right? Like it's like, and also for altcoins on, yeah, but it's a bear market for altcoins. It is not. It's going up. Up is bull, down is bear, right? Like, no, you don't buy here. But in an uptrend, the lower low or the higher lows, right? It has higher highs and high lows. The higher lows in an uptrend, that's simply the only moment actually you want to buy, right? So, I hope it is helpful, because I honestly don't want people to get wrecked. And also for my own purposes, I just want to have a really good reputation right here. I don't want to be known for shilling shit or talking nonsense all the time. I want to be known for, looking at the market, sticking with what I believe in. And if it turns out to be completely different, we have to shift with it. But I don't want to be the type of YouTuber that changes its mind every single day or shills you all kind of shit to get paid or whatever. I want you to come back next cycle to me as well, because I like doing this. Therefore, I want you to make it. I want you to make it anyway. I hope everybody makes it. Unfortunately, we won't. A lot of people will lose. And let it not be on this channel. Let the crypto banter people lose. For now, thanks for watching. I want to wrap it up right there. I'm going to leave some timestamps if I have a live. So like the video if you like the video. Subscribe to the channel. If you think that this is an opportunity, let me know, man. And if you think otherwise, also let me know. But let me know the reason. For now, thanks. See you next time.